This video is perfect for you if you've been playing drums for a couple of years now and you feel like you're ready to take your drum beats and drum fills up to the next level. And if you're more advanced but you've been shying away from learning music theory, I beg you, you have to try this. This is going to improve your awareness of the precise placements of every note you want to play on the grid. Therefore, it's going to improve your timing, your cleanliness, articulation, and also speed. So this is what we're gonna do today. I have a list of 12 rhythmic figures. So you can see they're all based off the quarter note, the eighth note, and the 16th note. I'm gonna leave the triplets for another time. And of course, there's other figures I could have picked, but I like these. I think our goal today is just for you to understand that these patterns are only like words, just like cat, dog, roof, things like that we can combine together to create phrases. Then we can give meaning, context, paragraphs, and eventually solo out of just the knowledge of these figures. So your reading skills are gonna get better, your sight reading, your timing, and also your sense of flow. And hopefully, once we master this, and I include myself there, we'll be able to play drums with a big smile, without interruptions, where our hands and our feet can just move freely and land exactly where we want them to land. Before going into the first exercise, let me explain a little bit more what we're gonna do here. We will play one measure of a drum beat. I've decided to go with the 4 on the floor drum beat, something simple, just because I wanna keep that bass drum going. This is gonna be like our anchor, our downbeat. And therefore, when we play the figures, we're gonna have better awareness of where the 1 is, because that's the gravitational pull. That's where we always wanna land. So that's why I went with that beat. And after one measure of the beat, I'm gonna go ahead and play one measure of the figures. The whole cycle, I'm gonna play it twice. I'm gonna go really slow just so that you can see how I can coordinate my count with the metronome. I'm gonna start at 40 beats per minute. That's gonna be our starting tempo. The idea is that you can pause it and you can try it at different tempos for extended periods of time. I make a list like the one you can see here. You can make your own version of it or you can copy it. This is very helpful. I like to play 40 beats per minute, then 45, 50, 55, and so on. I think 120 beats per minute is a great goal right now. That's if you can play these figures and at 120 beats per minute, that's when you're really gonna feel the difference when you play like your normal routine. One very important thing, and the most important thing, is the count. The count is the huge part of everything. That's what's going to connect your outer metronome with your inner metronome. And if you're new to this, I recommend you count 16th notes throughout the whole exercises. That will include the drum beat. So let me make a little parenthesis here. For the 16th notes, it maybe doesn't make sense at first. Why count 16th notes if we're playing 8th notes? If we're playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Why would I count 16th notes? Well, the 16th note is always happening. Even if we're not playing it, we have to respect the space of the 16th note. And that's why I want to count 16th notes throughout the whole exercise. For example, if I'm playing 16th notes on my figure, my drum fill, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. If I count the beat in 16th notes, that's going to prevent me from rushing. So this is just a tiny example, then we'll dive into the exercises. So the beat, I'm gonna count it 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2. With a downbeat on the bass, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and. And I'm gonna go back to the beat. And if you feel like every time you play a drum fill you rush, this is the antidote for that. This is what's really going to fix it. And once again, start slow, counting out loud, put a lot of awareness of the precision of your notes, and that's gonna be the key. So let's dive right into it. It's gonna be a total of 12 exercises. one exercise per rhythmic figure. At the end, I'm gonna have 3 special drum fills. So it's gonna be a total of 15 exercises. The last 3 exercises, I'm gonna combine them. And I already have the patterns written down. They're a little bit random, but I try to make them sound good too. So just like puzzles, you're gonna see that I put them all together, and we're gonna play those drum fills as well. So let's get started. First figure we're playing, exercise number 1, it's just quarter notes. So the quarter note takes the space of the entire beat. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and I recommend you count 16th notes throughout the entire time. I'm going to switch, if counting 16th notes is easy for you already, try counting 8th notes, try counting quarter notes. I'm gonna count different subdivisions throughout the 12 exercises, 15 exercises, just so that you see how it goes. But if you don't feel very comfortable with this, stick with 16th notes at first. That's the easiest one. Exercise number 1, quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Moving on to exercise 2, or rhythmic pattern number 2, we have the 8th note. So that would land in the 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so the 8th note takes the space of 2 16th notes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Moving on to number 3, 16th notes, straight 16th notes here. We're gonna play every 16th note. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Now, this is a rule I like to have when I play 16th notes. It just works for me. You can, of course, the sticking, you can do whatever you want with it, and you should try multiple stickings. But I like to keep all the right hands on the downbeats and the and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all the A's, I like to play them with my left hand. So that's why I wrote the sticking the way it is, but you can, of course, explore it and play it however you want to play it. So number 3, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So when we play 16th notes, counting 8th notes becomes a little bit more challenging. So just the counting itself, that's the best part of all the exercises here. Now, figure number 4, it's an 8th note, meaning that it's going to take the space of 2 16th notes, followed by 2 16th notes. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. So here you go. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Now we're at number 5. We have 2 16th notes followed by an 8th note. That's why they're all pretty much squeezed together with the space there on the A. This one goes 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and. You might be tempted to play right, left, right, left. It's fine. As long as you can find your way back to beat 1, that's what matters. So here we go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Okay, now we're gonna go to number 6. This one always looked tricky to me. It looks weird. So the first one is a 16th note, meaning that we need something on the E. Then on the E, we're gonna place an 8th note, which is gonna take the space of the E and the and. So then we can have a left hand on the A. I like the left hand there because that way I don't have to play a double going back on 1. But if that doesn't bother you, that's fine. I like to go right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, and having my downbeat with the right hand. But that's just my preference. I'm going to try to count 8th notes in this one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. Moving on to number 7, here's our first dotted 8th note. If you're not familiar with the dots, don't take it too seriously right now. The dot means that it takes half of the value of the note it's attached to. So in this case, the dot takes the value of a 16th note. So you have the 16th note on beat 1, then you have the dotted 8th note on the E, and that's going to take the space of the 2 16th notes plus the 16th note of the dot, and that's why we just play 1 E and 2 E and so. Fancy way to write a very simple rhythm. Number 7, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. If you're not counting out loud, it's very easy to rush that one. So make sure you're counting. Number 8, we start with a 16th note rest, followed by a 16th note on E. And since it's on E, I'm going to play it with the left hand, but you can play it with the right hand if you want. And the and, I'm going to play an 8th note with the right hand, leaving empty the A. So it's going to go 1 E and 2 E and. Once again, this one is very easy to mess it up if you haven't counted out loud yet. I'm going to try counting 8th notes again, or let me do quarter notes. I haven't done quarter notes yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E and 1. E and 2. E and 3. E and 4. E and 1. Now, number 9, we're going to start with an 8th note rest, meaning that our first note, we're going to land it on the and, which is going to be a right hand, and then a 16th note on the A, left hand, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Here we go. 1, 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and I'm going to do it without the kick this time. 3 and 4 and 1 2 3 and 4 E and 1. For number 10, we bring back the 16th notes, except that we are resting on the downbeat. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and that all by itself is a great coordination exercise. And I'm going left, right, left. You can go right, left, right, but careful, once you go back to the beat, you're gonna have to play a double with your right hand. Here we go. 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Number 11, we're almost there. In number 11, this is for me the hardest one to at least coordinate, especially when I'm counting eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm gonna count 16th notes the first time. The second time through, I'm gonna count eighth notes. 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I also played with the sticking there. I started all left hands and I try to mix it up with my right hand. And we have number 12. Number 12, we start with a dotted eighth note, which means that it takes the space of the eighth note and the dot has the value of a 16th note. So that's why we take in total the space of 3 16th notes and we land on that left hand on the A. So we have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Not to confuse this one with the shuffle. That one is based off triplets. This one, the difference between the shuffle and this figure right here, here the 16th note is a little bit closer than the shuffle. The shuffle would be 1 and 2 and with this one you have to squeeze it a little bit more. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4. So that's the difference between the two. Here we go, 40 beats per minute. 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 3 E and 4 E and 1. Counting eighth notes and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that was it for the 12 rhythmic figures. Now I'm going to combine them almost like puzzle pieces. I only have room for 4, so we can go with hundreds of different combinations here. I'm just gonna go with three that I think are really cool. They sound really nice. The first one, I'm going with figure number 6, which is the 1 E and the A. In the second one, I'm gonna go with figure number 4, which is 8th note, then 2 16th notes. Then I'm gonna go with, I think this one was 9. I might be wrong, but this one we start with the 16th note rest. Then we play a left hand on the E and then the right hand on the and. That's how I'm gonna go with it. And then I'm going to play 4 and. The 4 and, you can go 2 rights, 2 lefts, doesn't really matter. So it's gonna go like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. So you've definitely heard this one. There's that very famous Phil Collins song. Became a meme, the tutu 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 bam bam. It's just that. This is how it actually looks like. So 40 beats per minute. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. If you're counting out loud, you probably noticed that beat 3 is the one that can't throw you off. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and. The 3 goes all by itself, and when you start playing the kick, your right hand might want to play that one as well. 1 E and 2 E and 3. Right there. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. So that's why I picked this one. This one is a great syncopated pattern. The second one I'm going to start with this one sounds really cool. This one kind of feels like a polyrhythm. If I extended it, I think we would be in the realm of the 5s. So this one goes 1 E and on the first beat. The second beat, we're going to go with 2 E and A. Then in the third beat, we're going to go 3 E and A, finishing with 4 E and A. So we have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. And you'll see this one might throw you off. It sounds a little bit weird if you're not familiar with polyrhythms. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. This one sounds really cool when you play it a bit faster. And number 15, the last one. We've made it to the end here. We're going to start with eighth notes on beat 1. 1 and. Then on beat 2, we're playing figure number 6, which is 16th note, 8th note, 16th note. So 2 E and A. Beat number 3, we're going with the 16th note rest, followed by an 8th note, and then a 16th note on the A. So 3 E and A. And we're finishing off on beat 4 with 4 E and A. Very simple ending there. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Here we go. Last one. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now a little bit faster. And that one is really going to test how accurate you are when you place your notes. If you can't play this one while counting it out loud, I guarantee you when you record and you listen back, you're going to be rushing in your drum fills. I don't think there's way around this. So this is very, very important. This has been a huge part of my progress. So I really hope it helps. If you have any suggestions, I'm very open to hear them. If there is anything in particular that you want me to break down or go over, I'll also try to do that as best as I can. So I hope you enjoyed this class, and I will see you next time.